Seattle. Never thought I would wind up here. Out of work. No prospects. Waiting out the rain because I've got nowhere better to be. All of it. It's bullshit. I'm living in Redmond, the Barrens, in Touristville, or whatever the nice part is called. It's one step up from a nuke crater, with just as many rads. Used to be the kiddies' hoop. It's nothing but bad luck and sad times for the last half-century here now. Still, when you do what I do for a living, this is where you do it. Or at least it's where you live in the downtime when you're not doing it. So, how does a Wiz-X Sioux wildcat end up looking for work on the messed up streets of the Emerald City? I guess when you wash out of the army, your country, your family, you can't be picky. It's starting to feel like you can't be anything here, though. I figured my skill set would be useful in this place. But I guess the baggage I'm carrying around isn't exactly selling me to the highest bidder. I've been getting a lot of thank you for the interest. But not much interest, you know? I don't think there's been a day where I haven't had to duck under somewhere to stay out of the rain. Most of the time, I get stuck with a talker and have to suppress the overwhelming urge to break their hyoid bone with a quick jab. But as my mom used to tell me, silence is the cornerstone of character. And I guess it pays to build character, right? Got stuck under an awning with another talker again today. But this time he actually said something I wanted to hear. Offered me a job. Or that's what it seemed like. Anyway, it felt job-like. I just have to make my way to some meeting place. The address is on some weird AR token. You know, the weird AR token that the random dwarf stranger from under the awning handed me. The one that leads to a supposedly abandoned location in the middle of nowhere at nightfall. Seems legit. 5 by 5. Totally fine. So what do you think, chummer? Looks like my luck is turning around, huh? Maybe what they say about this place is true. It's all just one sunny day away from being somewhere better.
Seattle. I've been here longer than I can remember. Or longer than I can forget. Take your pick. People always talk about the rain here. I guess it's easier than talking about anything else about the place at this point. Rain is rain here. Nothing special. It's wet. It falls from the sky. Same as anywhere else. If you want to talk about something weird going on in Seattle, let's talk about how polluted astral space is here. Trust me, no one is ready to have that conversation. It's been getting worse, too. I notice it most in the mornings. This morning was no different. Like most days, I get up, make some tea, and pay a quick visit to my neighbor, Beetlebo. Poor Bo. He's been living in that cardboard palace of his for, must be going on 3 months now. Used to be a decent street doc, from what I hear, before the BTLs got him. These days, he mostly mumbles about whatever beach resort the chips got him tripping about. I bring him tea sometimes, fix his shelter, make sure he stays as dry as you can in this place. Rufus, that's my cat, by the way, and don't let him tell you otherwise. He brings Beetlebo mice. Neither of us is sure if he eats them or tries to make tiny cyberware for them. Best not to ask, really. But this morning was different. There was this raven, you see. Now, I know my ravens. There's old Pete with the crooked wing, and Martha who steals specifically red things, and that uppity one I call Professor, because he keeps trying to correct me whenever he gets the chance. But this one, something was off about it. Never seen its like before in my life. And trust me, when you are in my line of work, you learn to pay attention to mysterious ravens. And before I could get a proper look at it in astral space, Rufus takes off after it like his tail's on fire. "Rufus!" I yell after him, but does he listen? No, he does not. Familiar or not, he's still a cat. And apparently this morning, he decided that our usual routine wasn't exciting enough. So there I am, huffing and puffing through puddles past Runway Wendy's hot dog stand. I finally catch up to him, getting his ears scratched by this young woman. Nice-looking kid. Clean, but not too clean, you know? Not Redmond local, but not looking down her nose at it either. After complimenting Rufus for tailing the raven or whatever it is, she hands me this card, all fancy with silver ink that sparkles in astral space. Show-off magical printing, if you ask me. I think it's for a job, maybe? The girl made it seem that way with the way she nodded. That kind of nod definitely meant job. Do I really want to trust some random girl with a meta raven and a magic card giving me a job? On the other hand, she's got a nice smile, and Rufus is purring like an idiot. Plus, looks like this is way out in the boonies, so that means taking a bus, and I just love taking the bus. So maybe this job thing isn't going to be so bad. Besides, that silver ink, that's quality stuff. And quality means new yen. And new yen means better tea than the stuff I've been brewing with rainwater. It's starting to taste wrong these days.
Seattle, the city of endless opportunities. If you can make it here, well, if you can make it here, there's probably someone hiding in your peripheral looking to take it all from you and leave you bleeding in a gutter. Ha ha ha, okay. Hey, but that's the game, chummer, right? And we love to play it, don't we? No need to cry too long about those kind of rainy days. As long as there's enough of you left to grow back in a vat, it's all just a minor setback. And speaking of minor setbacks, I've found that Astral Rejection has surprisingly comfortable bathroom stalls if you know how to sweet talk the right bouncers. 2 nights running now, and not a single corporate hit squad. I call that a win. Besides, you haven't lived until you've helped a troll gangster write poetry for his girlfriend while hiding from your ex-employer's security detail. It's the little things. My suit might be a little harder to keep wrinkle-free, but a confident smile and the right cologne can cover a multitude of sins. And really, who's going to question an impossibly handsome elf in a blasphemously expensive suit who keeps buying drinks for strangers and telling entertaining stories about corporate life? Everyone loves those stories, especially the ones that may or may not be completely true. Seriously though, those stories are all 100% true. But even the best con needs a change of venue eventually. That's how I found myself at a bazaar in Touristville, chatting with the lovely orc proprietor of a tech stall about her absolutely fascinating collection of genuine pre-crash wares. Next thing you know, I'm helping her reorganize her storage unit in exchange for a place to kip. Did you know you can make a surprisingly comfortable bed out of empty cred stick boxes and outdated comlink manuals? Well, now I do. The wins just keep on coming. And that's where the kid found me. Styx was his name. Couldn't have been more than 12, trying to be sneaky with a knife that was practically bigger than he was. Look, I may be down on my luck, but I still know how to disarm a child without bruising anything except maybe their ego. Then this other voice cuts through the dark, and suddenly there's this older girl, maybe 16, grabbing the kid by the ear, scolding him. saying he wasn't supposed to rob me, he was just supposed to find me. I have to say, that made me a little nervous. What with the various interested parties out combing the streets for me and being interested in running me through a monofilament sieve. But the girl lets me know it's all about a job, and just like that, I'm back on top of the world. Can you say come back? Next thing I know, she's pressing this AR token into my hand. Fancy tech, definitely not bizarre standard. An address flashes in my view, somewhere out in the Barrens. Interesting neighborhood choice. But hey, coordinates mean opportunity, and opportunity means maybe sleeping somewhere with actual pillows soon. Now I just need to figure out how to get there. The company car wasn't exactly included in my particular brand of corporate severance. But that's just another challenge, right? And if there's one thing they taught us in all those leadership seminars, it's that every challenge is just an opportunity with a frowny face.
Seattle. They say all roads lead here. But all roads lead everywhere when you're sitting behind the wheel of your rig and someone's breathing down your neck to get the job done, sweetheart. I can't be picky when it comes to a destination, so I've been all over the states, the nations, even got as far south as Yucatan once. Yeah, don't ask about that one. But that was then, and this is, well, bullshit. I'm stuck here in Seattle. My real rig is locked up and I can't get a job. Probably why I had to follow leads from some lowlife named Zone. He sends me to some lady near Bargain Basement who's got the huevos to offer me bottom dollar to haul barrels of human waste out to the plastic jungles. I mean, come on! I've hauled black market cyber through Aslan checkpoints. I've outrun Corp security with a truck full of prototype drones, but here I am getting offered pocket change to play garbage man. Real fall from grace, ain't it? So I'm sleeping in my truck again. Nothing new there, but without a paying gig, it's just, well, sleeping in a truck. Spent all day pounding pavement, checking every contact I got. Nothing, nada, nanimonai. Started thinking maybe I should crawl back to the sewage queen and take that garbage run. Hey, when you're chasing Stuffer Shack burritos and Slim Jims with yesterday's coffee staring you right in the eyes, pride starts looking mighty expensive, chummer. Then I'm stopped at this light and some guy pulls up on a bike, gestures at me to roll down my window. Then he drops an AR token right in my lap. Nice tech. Way too nice for some random courier. Address pops up in my view, and let me tell you something. My old instincts might be running on fumes, but they ain't dead yet. This smells like a real job. And wham! Just like that, I'm starting to think maybe things are turning around. Of course, now I gotta figure out how to get there in this rolling disappointment I'm calling transport. But old Chuck's been in tighter spots. Like that time in Denver with the 3-wheel delivery van and 35 Yakuza ninjas plus their boss. But you're gonna have to keep your comm locked on this channel, honey. 'Cause that's another story.
I'm pretty sure I've been here before. Maybe. Think this was a library. I never forget an ugly library.
Brutalist architecture always screams either we have unlimited funding or we have absolutely no funding.
Clear sight lines. Too many windows. At least 3 viable exits. Place screams ambush in about 6 different languages. But that's just Tuesday in the Barrens, isn't it?
Hell of a spot for a meet. Lots of parking, though. Nice.
There are others here. Interesting bunch. That elf's got an aura that sparkles like fresh new yen and a suit to match. Corporate? Maybe a butler.
4 of us. Elven face with a suit. Rigger showed up in a modded van. Then there's the Heyoka with the cat familiar. I already like her.
The rigor's obvious. Nobody else looks that comfortable standing in the rain. The street witch is fascinating. Probably knows every spirit and sprite in a 10-block radius. And our 4th, military, well, ex-military, and probably very ex-military unless I miss my guess. But she doesn't seem like your usual Sam. This could be fun.
That cat's staring at me. I don't trust cats, especially not in this town. Especially not when they're with some bag lady who's obviously scanning the astral. And what's with Mr. Brightsmile over there? Suit's too nice for the Barons.
Rufus says the big guy smells like motor oil, and the young lady smells like gun oil. And Mr. Shiny Shoes? Well, he doesn't smell like anything I can put a finger on, and that worries me.
The rigger's worried about the cat. Probably never seen a familiar before. The elf's already cataloging everyone's potential usefulness. And the Heyoka. She's definitely caught something on the other side. Seems like there's more to this place than concrete and rain.
That building's seen better decades, but those lights are new fixtures. Recent installation. Someone's invested in this little team up. Question is, why bring together a street mage with a cat? A rigger who's clearly seen better days, some broody ex-military muscle, and, well, someone of my particular talents. I mean, I know why, but not why, you know?
Look at us, standing here like we're waiting for a bus. 4 strangers in the rain, staring at a building that shouldn't have power. All of us probably thinking the same thing.
This is either going to be really good
Or really bad.
But either way,
It sure beats another boring night in Seattle, chummer.